what, in our opinion, is the best Disney soundtrack? So, taking into considerations all of the classic and modern Disney films, what do we think which one of these films do we think has the best soundtrack? So, who wants to go first?
It's just, you're talking about a soundtrack overall, right?
Yes.
As in like the entire movie soundtrack.
Yes.
Not just like a single song
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah, not necessarily just a single song, but the entire project of the film, like the entire musical project behind the film.
Gotcha.
So
Anybody
who wants to
wanna
go
start us
first?
off?
Yes.
Are we just gonna say the title, or are we gonna speak our piece right away?
Start with the title, and then you can go into why you think it's the best. And we'll each go around. We'll each say which one we think is the best, and then if we have disagreements with somebody else's, if somebody says something that's like way out of pocket, then we can all shun them.
My man wants to shame people.
I can start.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
So this, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easier for me. It's not like I thought of one title right away and went with it, but I feel like this one stands out to me, and it's the overall soundtrack for the Tarzan animated movie. Because when I think of a good soundtrack, first of all, it's like an easy listen. It's fun to listen to. It sticks in your head, and there's heart to it. B, it's cohesive. I mean, it fits the theme of the film, and every song works with each other and doesn't, feel discombobulated or like all over the place at all. And yeah, Phil Collins is just a very talented man, and I think he really fucking snapped. He just went off with the Tarzan soundtrack, really.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I like that pick. I like that pick. I think a lot of the Tarzan songs are very memorable. Even to today, I remember a lot of them. So yeah, it's a good choice.
I think they're also like really fun songs, but they have a lot of heart, when you hear the songs again, you kind of remember the way it made you feel when you were watching the movie. And I think,
super nostalgic.
It takes a very talented person to do that.
Okay, sounds good. Who's next?
I can go next. I would say I'm torn between a few. It is pretty difficult for me as well, but it would have to be Mulan, which I think is also predictable. But my reason being why that is the best soundtrack is because it has a lot of like movement to it. There's a lot of empowerment in their songs, and a lot of I want to say like impression, like it leaves an impression on you. Especially growing up with that. So a large part of why I think it's good is because I grew up with it, and it shows different cultures and whatnot. So very diverse.
Do you have a favorite song from
I think
that?
Mulan is a good one.
Yeah, Mulan's a good one.
Sorry, what was that?
Mulan's a good one. Do you have a favorite song from that? And then we can go back to Crystal if you have a favorite song from Hercules or from Tarzan. Sorry,
Hercules. Okay, we know OC's answer now.
We know which one of his.
I haven't tipped my head. I haven't tipped my hand yet.
I also watched Mulan too, side note, and I did like the songs on there too. At least for Mulan, I think the classic Let's Make a Man Out of You.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Favorite song. Favorite workout
I'm glad
song.
you chose Mulan. That was my favorite one as a kid.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite from Tarzan, Crystal?
There's so many good ones, but like I feel like I'm factoring into my favorite, like what's like the like singability of it, like what's gonna make me want to sing along to it and like feel excited. And I guess that would be Strangers Like Me, because that also is like kind of like, there's like a kind of a climax around that point, because that's also when like Tarzan is getting to know like Jane and the other humans.
Yeah.
That one's my favorite
and
too.
it's like
Yeah.
you feel like you just feel the spirit of discovery and like just I don't know, finally feeling that like you belong and stuff. So I really like
I
that
could
one.
hear the song in my head.
Yeah,
right now.
that one's the most memorable one out of all of them.
Yeah, that one is just like it's just good music technically, the way that it was made too.
I can go next.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Aladdin, just because
Aw, hell yeah.
Aladdin just has a lot of great music in general, and I think most of the Disney the older Disney movies started off as musicals, right?
They had a period
What do you mean
of
by that?
time. So they I feel like Disney's gone through like different stages, and they had like a period of time where like it was mostly, and I think even now they're mostly musicals. I think
Okay.
they're all mostly
I would say
musicals.
most are musicals.
Yeah.
Like if they
Yeah.
were like the old 2D animation style.
Yeah, definitely.
Except for maybe like
There
the
are a
Black Cauldron,
couple-
but that's
yeah,
like
like the
that was
Black
when they were making
Cauldron.
movies during like the Great Depression and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know, they didn't have money to.
But as an overall soundtrack, I think like for me, it brought me into the world, and it was just like when you say soundtrack, I also think of like the non-music parts, like not music,
Yes.
but non-song parts,
Oh, okay. I
Like the
see.
instrumental.
the not like singing parts. And I
Yeah.
think Mulan does a great job in terms of like
That's
giving you
true.
that feel, as well as like Aladdin and stuff like that. It's harder to pay attention to that, but when you do, I definitely feel like those two are very immersive in that regard. And for favorite song, it's tough because there's like so many great ones in Aladdin. I think I really like the first one.
Oh.
At least the one where it's
Arabian
like one
Nights?
Yeah.
Oh,
jump. No.
one jump. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, that one's just really fun.
I thought you were thinking like
I like that one, too.
Arabian
Yeah.
Nights. I was like, that one's dope. It is.
All right, I'll go next. This is tough. I might just pick this one, to be honest, just because I feel like no one really talks about this one. But I'm gonna go with the Goofy movie. I felt like that soundtrack is very
Okay.
underrated for the most
Okay.
part, and I like it because like I feel like it fits with that vibe. You know, it's summertime. You know, the angsty kid, and then you have the fun
Yeah.
dad, stuff like that. So
Great
it really
choice.
relates to me. And then I don't know, Tevin Campbell always reminds me of Michael Jackson. So whenever I hear his voice, it's like, it's Michael Jackson. So, and
Yeah,
you know,
music was like super important thematically in that one too, because they just wanted to go to his concert. Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And I love that song. The what was it called? Eye to Eye.
Eye to
That's
Eye.
it's just every time like.
It's
Yeah,
so good.
so I really love it. Even the small songs, like the one where Goofy and Max are in the car.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? The Open Road. I even like that one. Like, they're just, it's very charming.
I have to admit, I have not watched that movie.
Oh,
You're
Same
missing
here.
out. You're
That's why I was
missing
like,
out.
Sequel's better.
I
Really?
don't know about that. I don't
me
know.
either.
used
I
to
don't know
think-
what to say about
I used
that.
to
I
think
might
the
have to
sequel-
I guess
rewatch
you guys
it.
don't enjoy extreme sports, but whatever.
We love
used to
sports,
think-
but we just love
I used to
Goofy
think the
movies
sequel was
first.
better when I was a child, but then
BMX.
when I got older, I think like middle school, I realized the truth that the first one is better.
I have to rewatch it to have a good comparison, but
Yeah.
I'm going with the first one.
Nice. That's a good choice. I think you guys have all made good choices. I'm gonna say I think this is an obvious pick is Lion King for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's more than just the songs that, you know, people sing along to, but like even the instrumental like background score. I think that whole, because my favorite piece of music from The Lion King is a score. It's not one of the songs. It's called This Land, and it's like the music that's playing when Simba is seeing his father in the clouds, and like all that swelling music.
Yeah.
Like that piece is like my favorite song probably in all
So
of
the
like,
score too,
Score.
besides the
Yeah.
actual like soundtrack.
Right. And so like
Okay.
that
I'm curious. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's a technicality though. Can you
Yeah.
even mention that?
Well, okay, I'm mentioning that one with a caveat. I think that like as far as I mean, even still, like the songs are fire. You can't be like the songs are pretty amazing. But like I think that we all kind of like had a bunch of soundtracks that we had in our heads. I also had Hercules in my head.
For sure.
I was gonna say I was shocked no one said Hercules because that was my
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
very close. I almost said that instead of Tarzan.
Yeah, I think "Go the Distance" is one of my favorite Disney songs as well.
Definitely.
I think
Yeah.
I love how the Muses were like a soul choir
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
think not just the
gospel.
songs, but like they had reprisals of songs that were incredible. Like
Yeah.
I think they had the Gospel Truth reprisal in the Underworld where it's like very spooky and it sounds like a spiritual or something. And I was like goosebumps every time I hear the reprise.
Yes. Yes.
But-
I was
Um,
surprised no one said Coco too, because that was also like
I was
one of
thinking
the
Coco.
ones.
As far as like the modern ones, I think Coco really like blows all the other like modern Disney ones away.
yeah.
I have to admit, I haven't seen
Wait.
Coco yet.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Wait.
No way.
For some reason, I
No
thought.
way.
Oh, she's
For
gonna
some reason, I
leave
thought-
this recording right now to watch it because this is a crime.
Yeah, I thought Coco was Pixar. Wasn't.
Well, you can.
Well, it's Disney
Pixar.
owned now. So
Yeah.
Pixar's Disney.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you have to watch that like tonight.
I'll
Like you
watch
can't put it off.
and Scott is watching Goofy movie at the same time.
Goofy movie.
We're just watching-
Yeah, Coco is a great movie.
One seems more important than the other, but
Really? Okay. Well, I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
Yeah. Go with that.
Okay.
I think I
Awesome.
agree with all
Yes,
these
it-
picks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no one really picked modern Disney soundtracks, which is interesting because there's a lot of great ones in my opinion. Like
There
think
are.
Moana
Great
has
modern
a re-
ones.
I guess
Yeah,
we're
Moana
factoring
has a good
in
one.
nostalgia.
Are we?
Yeah.
I feel like they're
That's-
just objectively better.
Well, out of
What
all
do you
the
mean as far
modern
as,
ones,
like,
then
modern, though?
which one would you
are
guys
the good
pick?
modern ones? Yeah.
I mean, like
Coco, I
Moana, Moana, Frozen.
Yeah.
Give some love to Tangled.
Yeah, Tangled. I was about to say Tangled.
I love Tangled. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
there's some
love all the
bangers.
modern ones.
I think it's just that we grew up with the ones that we mentioned, and it's like things that we could listen to over and over. And it's like, I mean, go into Spotify, you'll see like, oh, Disney playlist. You'll hear more of the classic songs from like the 80s and 90s more so than like new ones or like Snow White or anything like that, because it's like, you know, those songs we grew up with, they have a lot of heart. They're fun to listen to.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, I agree with everyone's choices. I like how you mentioned that Scott, like Mulan and Aladdin, have like soundtracks that kind of fit with the movie very well. I think
It tells the story.
what you
too,
mean,
like, through the
yeah,
soundtrack.
because it's like it's reminiscent of like on-stage productions where the music is part of the storytelling, and that's like a very like kind of theatrical production type of like
Yeah.
music.
I'm sure that a lot of them are like that. Like most of them are probably like that, but I didn't pay as much attention
Yeah.
to it. Like it wasn't as distinctive, but also the fact that I probably rewatched
Yeah.
Mulan and Aladdin more times than the other ones had something to do with it too.
Yeah.
I feel like I was compelled to say Tarzan because they like totally did something different with that one where they left like
Yeah.
the creative music production to Phil Collins and his team. And it's like you wouldn't expect a movie about like Tarzan of the jungle to have like
Yeah,
that kind of like
Tarzan's-
modern rock ballad tune, you know, that is,
Yeah.
and it's like you see like Phil Collins's influence in every single song, and it's his voice over everything, but it fits. And it's like I feel like no other movie did that, you know.
Yeah, Tarzan's unique in that sense that
Yeah,
it's the only one that nobody's
Tarzan
singing.
wasn't singing.
It's,
Yeah,
exactly.
it was like Phil
Every-
Collins himself was in the movie, and he was his own character.
Every other pick that we had, I don't know about the Goofy movie, but every other pick that we had, the characters were singing. So
Yeah, they're
Goofy
singing in
movie,
Goofy
too.
movie. Yeah, nice. I think that. Well,
cool.
I don't think that there's any reason to shun anybody's choices. we're all.
I mean, like, is there a choice to shun? Like, what would you have shunned out of curiosity?
Yeah, I'm curious. Would it be?
I don't know.
Honestly, if anybody picked Tangled or
Any of the new ones?
any of the new ones, I might have shunned them.
Yeah.
I'm not that big of a fan of like.
It'll
new
probably
age Disney.
be-
But you
like-
haven't seen Coco because I think
haven't seen
Coco
Coco,
makes,
so I
makes
reserve
an
judgment.
incredible case. It stands
Yeah.
up, I think.
I reserve judgment, so I'm not including Coco in that. But as far as the other, like if somebody chose Frozen, I probably would have shunned that person.
I think the new ones have good music.
Yeah, they do.
I personally
mean,
think they're
Yeah.
We're
new.
talking
I know
about
all the
what
lyrics
is the
to all the
best in our
songs, so yeah.
opinion. So when we're
I
talking
mean,
about the
even
best,
Frozen 2 had some bangers.
I haven't seen that one either. So
Me either.
I need to catch up on Coco and Frozen 2.
That one was a really good movie, though. I think I cried in that movie watching
Which
that
one?
movie. Coco.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Coco definitely.
Oh yeah, Coco was
Yeah.
very emotional. I agree with
Wait,
that.
Yeah.
hey, let's reserve this for when OC actually
That's
sees
true.
the movie.
That's true.
We should have a OC's reaction to Coco.
Oh, I would love to see this.
Okay. Awesome.